Asking questions is a major part of being an administrator. Part of my leadership training was to learn how to ask good questions. Once perfected, the good questioning technique would lead to good answers. Again, this seemed very reasonable. However, when I was an administrator for a very short while, I realized this is what I began to call a categories approach. Now, category is a not so popular game that through the years I played with just about every member of my family. After rolling a hexagon-shaped die with letters on each side, the object of the game is to think of a word that begins with that letter and match it to a list of 10 unrelated nouns. You're challenged to be creative and try not to match your opponent's words. This categories approach to questioning has its origins in this game. Based on what's being said, asked, or presented, you try and match good questions to the situation and determine how you should answer or proceed in that situation. The questions are then scattered into the conversation or applied to that situation. And you hope you found the right fit for that particular incident. And just like the game, because you've already determined what the problem is, you consciously choose questions to match your assumption. With this categories approach, once you've determined, based on your good questions and the answer, what needs to be done, you make a judgment and arbitrate a decision. But what if the good questions are not the right questions? What if they don't lead to a true accuracy of understanding, only to our bound assumptions of what's needed to be done or said? And we all know what happens when we assume. For administrators, it might be even worse, because the perception can become that of uncaring or untruthfulness in our leadership. Even a seemingly good question, like, why does your daughter have so much trouble following simple rules? Or, why can't you ever meet your paperwork deadline? These are good questions I've actually heard asked. And as you can imagine, these types of questions ended with unexpected answers and unintended consequences.